Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Well, it's spring, and it's Easter time.
Merry Easter.
Merry Easter.
I'm not sure you say Merry Easter.
Happy Jesus Day.
In Swedish, it would be Happy Easter.
Yeah, Happy Easter Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it could be Merry.
Or, it could be Happy Jesus Resurrection Day.
Yeah.
What?
Pesach, that's the Jewish Easter. I'm not sure if they're the same time.
Why would the Jews celebrate Easter?
We killed him, yay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to get over.
No, but it for them, it's more connected to the fast, I think.
So the end of Lent?
I don't know.
No, it can't be 40 days since.
No.
Could it? Well, let's see. No, it can't be 40 days yet because.
No.
Well, no.
You mean walking in the desert?
No, Lent is 40 days of fasting, or 40. You give up something for 40 days, and then you have and then you have whatever it's called at the end of that, which I don't remember now.
No.
I'm surprised we don't have the day off.
But we should enjoy beers before the Easter Bunny comes and steals them.
Exactly.
Right?
So
and hides them in eggs.
We've always kind of been bemoaning the Easter beer selection because they were really just the worst beers. A lot of really mediocre brown ales and dark lagers and things like that. And then a couple of years ago, breweries were like, hey, you know what? We can capitalize on this and make special Easter edition of beers. And it's got a lot more creative, a lot more fun. It's kind of become like all Swedish holidays, something to celebrate and bring out new beers for.
Right.
So we don't have lamb because traditionally you would have lamb at Easter.
Yeah, I'm not. I didn't grow up with that tradition. Our Easter table looked very much like a Christmas table.
Right. Which was pretty close to your midsummer table as well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a flow chart somewhere like, you're celebrating in Sweden. Do you have schnapps? Yes. Okay, you go to the next one. There's only one line from there. Do you have sill, like herring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have rye bread?
Yeah, you have those. But there are a few ingredients.
Do you have cheese? Do you have some sort of salmon, whether
exactly
cured or smoked?
But red beet mix. Oh, you don't have that for midsummer.
No, it's true.
You only have it for Easter and Christmas.
Oh, well.
But have you already given up that all of these are Swedish?
Well, I think the assumption is that they're all Swedish.
Okay, yeah. Now,
spoiled it. Since it's Easter and we're celebrating in Sweden.
Yeah.
And then we said it's similar to the Christmas beers.
Exactly. But when the Christmas beers are released, there is so many international beers. A lot of Belgian.
There are more. Yeah, there are quite a few Belgian and American and other countries getting in on the shtick.
Yeah.
But this is Easter. It's the last of the big ones. I don't feel like that there's like a really good midsummer release. That's still just kind of like, here's a wide selection of lagers and pilsners to choose from. So this is kind of the last one where who knows, maybe this year it'll be different and they'll start, coming out with more variety for midsummer as well. Maybe. All right.
But the first beer is from Dugges, from Gothenburg area. It's Perfa Påsk Premium. It's a dark lager. On the side, it says Perfa Dunkel Skugga, so Dunkel Shadow. I don't know what shadows have to do with it.
No, it just says it's a dark lager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said 5% alcohol by volume. It's quite dark.
Very
dark lager.
Yeah.
It looks good.
It looks really good. I'm excited. Might have fun.
Mine has better foam than yours.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Malty, caramelly,
very roasty.
Does it have a little bit of acidity to it?
maybe I don't really get that, but it could be that they've from the roasting on the malt, which is actually quite heavy for this. It comes across almost like a Baltic porter.
Yeah.
Mm.
It is very middle of the road.
Yeah, which is exactly what it should be. So yeah, that's kind of the tradition of these Christmas beers or Easter beers. Is they're not the most exciting beers. They're not really like, oh my God, that's the most amazing version of this I've ever tried. They're all just very middle of the road.
Yeah. I'll give this a 3.
Actually, I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I think it's got a great malty, bready, roasty notes, and it's extremely drinkable. So yeah, definitely a 3.5 for me.
Nice.
All right. So what do we have next?
Next is Poppels. They're also from Gothenburg area, right? Poppels 2026 Easter Ale, 5.6% ABV. It doesn't say the exact style here. 45 IBUs. Oh, it's limited edition.
Of course. Well, I mean, it's the 2026 Easter beer.
And you're supposed to pair it with egg hunting.
Well, I have a surprise for you.
Oh.
I've hidden eggs around the apartment. So some have coins, some have chocolates, some are actual eggs.
What about beers? Are they beer filled?
No.
Then I don't want to come. I want to try this beer instead.
All right. Well, this is a bitter, extra special. That's what it's labeled on Untapped.
And it looks like an ESB.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I like this one better.
Really? I am not as much a fan of this one.
It has a bit of, it might be yeast that gives, this flavor is more interesting than the Dugges.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It is a more interesting flavor. I was kind of curious that they'd released the Easter Ale before, and they did it one in 2025. So this is the second year for this. I apparently did not have it in 2025.
But this is it's a little bit sweet, but it has, I would never have guessed extra special bitter on this one. I would have guessed Belgian, like a mild Belgian ale.
It is kind of more like a mild ale. Brings a little bit of earthiness to it.
Yeah.
Which I don't enjoy as much as I did the roasty notes of the previous beer. But it's still, again, quite good. I think they've done a very good job with this. I am going to give it I'll give this a 30.
I'll give it a 3.25. Because I'm better than
No.
No.
All right.
Next one is Omnipollo. And it's Easter Egg Chocolate Porter, 5% ABV. And it doesn't say much else. It contains barley, oat, wheat, and milk sugar. So no actual chocolate. Probably just chocolate malts. Looks very dark. It looks like a chocolate porter. I would rather this be... 5% porters have a tendency to underwhelm me.
Well, of course, it's a porter. It's one of the most underwhelming beer styles out there.
Cheers.
Oh man, cheers.
It's quite chocolatey.
I'll say there's quite a bit of chocolate on there. Almost milk chocolatey. The aftertaste is really chocolatey too.
Yeah.
You definitely get the milk sugar in there. Surprisingly good.
Yeah. Now in the aftertaste, there's like an ash or salty side note. Doesn't detract completely, but something is not 100% in the aftertaste for me.
For me, it's the upfront taste. It almost tastes a little spiced or medicinal. And then that fades away into this milk chocolate kind of flavor. So and the upfront is almost like what's it called? What's the Christmas soft drink called? The Christmas
Must.
mousse. It's like a Påskmust. almost in the initial flavor, which is very kind of herbal, I think. And then the aftertaste is just oddly chocolatey.
Yeah. But there's way more happening in this end than I expected.
Oh,
So I am happily surprised.
yeah, me too. I didn't really know what to expect with this one. This could be one of Omnipollo's hits, or it could be a huge miss. It really could go either way, especially with the 5% porter, which is again not a very interesting style. So what do you give this one?
3.5. Maybe 370. Nah, 3.5.
It's a 3.5.
Yeah.
I'm kind of there with you. I would have a hard time giving anything higher than that. Although I do like the can quite a bit. It's quite cute.
Yeah, there's like a broken egg with some weird creature coming out of it. Or
It's very Omnipollo-esque.
yeah, it might not be creature, it might be explosions.
All right. And so next up we have from Brygghus Easter Bunny IPA. This is our only IPA that we have for this year. I think there's maybe a few other ones that came out, but they're from breweries I was just not willing to gamble on. I would say Brygghus is usually pretty good. I like quite a few of their beers, so I'm pretty excited to give this a try. And this is the Easter Bunny IPA, Hoppy Easter Ale, Hazy IPA, coming in at 6.8% ABV. And
nice AI generated.
What? That is hand drawn. There's no way that's AI generated.
Brygghus 19 makes some good stuff, but usually it's their sub-label Prophecy that makes the best stuff.
Yeah, yeah, they're a little hit or miss for me, but I would say I'm more hits than misses.
Yeah.
And I'm usually looking forward to trying those. Like, they have quite a few lagers out there that I think are some of the best in student making.
Yeah. It looks good, yellow and cloudy.
Super hazy. It's more like unfiltered.
Yeah.
Yeah. But juicy. Getting a lot of citrus notes in there. I was looking to see if it said the hops, but I didn't see it, and it's not on the can. So you just have to use our imagination.
Yeah, it could be anything.
It could be Nectaron, Matueka, somewhere in the New Zealand set.
Citra, Cryocitra.
More than likely. They said it has mango, pineapple, and citrus flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Can't get that one.
It's a good one. I enjoy it.
I think the carbonation is really good. Mouthfeel's pretty strong. Yeah, overall, I think this was a really kind of a nice little bitter finish to it that I quite like on IPAs. Definitely a winner. I am going to give this a 4.
Yeah, for me, it's almost a 4. I'll give it a 4 for the show, but I'll probably give it a 3.9 later in Untapped.
Yeah, it's kind of about where I feel like it as well. It's definitely it's like just slightly better than the 3.75.
Yes,
not quite 4, but I'm going to just round up because we don't do 10.
Exactly, because I have to. I'll round it up for the sake of this discussion.
Yeah, sacrificing your standards,
sacrificing my integrity.
Yeah.
To fit into the square hole that is this show
that we've forced ourselves into.
Exactly.
All right, so our last beer is the Vetra Klosters Påsköl 2026, and this is a 10.2% ABV. I'm just going to 10.2% Belgian strong dark ale.
But it's not that dark.
It is surprisingly not dark at all. It's more of an amber kind of color. Yeah. But I really like what Vetra Klosters Bryggeri does. When I saw they had something, I thought it's going to be real traditional, very much to style. So I've got to give it a go.
Nice. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I attempt to try all the ways.
How about those esters?
Yeah, this is going to be it's going to be good.
Yeah. That is Belgian.
Very true to Belgian yeast, like you say, esters.
Yeah.
almost a little bit of foam banana candy. A lot of candy and yeast.
Yeah, you're definitely getting like the banana, a little bubble gum, a little the special Belgian yeast that when you try it. This is really spot on.
Yeah.
You know what I saw the other day? Speaking just blew my mind. Kind of like when we had the was it Petite Gueuse in a can?
Yeah.
It was Chimay in a can.
Yes, I
was like,
I drank it.
oh,
I had to drink
just as a can.
Chimay in a can.
I know.
It tasted like the regular Chimay.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
It's probably maybe a little better because it's a little
not damaged by the solar rays.
Exactly. But I'm just like, man, they're really, really modernizing all these old things. So it's kind of, well, you got to start cutting costs somewhere, and canning has to be cheaper than bottling. And transportation, logistics of moving cans is a lot easier than bottles, and there's probably a lot of other carbon neutral reasons too. I was just so surprised when I saw that in a can. I did not expect it at all.
It was the white one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna put the blue one in cans.
Well, only time will tell.
Yeah. I mean, when you're a brewery, no matter how old you are or how tradition bound you are, when you have a lot of different beers, so Chimay has is it 3 or 4 like staples?
Well, when you have the green, you have the blue, you have the white, and you have the red.
Yeah, so 4 staples, and then all of these specials: oak aged this, oak aged that, all of these specials. Taking your most mainstream beers and canning those just makes absolute sense. But your beers that are considered a bit of a luxury, if you are a bottle brewery, I think you should keep the premium special ones in bottles.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think, if you see, as I think of just now, Numna, like if they were going to start canning,
yeah,
a lot of their stuff would go right away. But then you've got like all of those barrel aged versions that come in the little tube with the stopper on it. You're just like, I kind of want to have that experience. It's part of the privilege of having it, Like if they started putting, I guess, barrel aged Paragons, whatever, in cans. I mean, without the beautiful wax, the funky art box and everything, it's kind of the part of the experience.
Exactly. The contents, the liquid would totally work.
Yeah.
But bottles there is an experience connected with bottles. They are a superior experience to cans, even though I know that the beer is kept better in cans. I intellectually know it.
Yeah. And I have to say, the dumbest trend the breweries are doing, waxing cans.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's just like it's been stupid.
It's like, why make it more difficult to get into the can? Or they don't even wax the top, they wax the bottom.
And waxing the top just makes it impossible to make exactly
wax the bottom.
Wax the bottom.
It makes no sense whatsoever. It's just like, we have extra wax we got to use somewhere.
But it looks cool.
Yeah. But yeah, getting back to the beer, this was a lot of fun. I think that another very successful release from them.
A 4.
I'm gonna do a 4.25. This was, I think this is my favorite of the lot. They deserve it, and I think they're just keeping better with age. I think they're really refining their craft and really developing something special.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time they had a miss.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
it's also been a while since we had them on the show.
That is true.
So we need to revisit the brewery ball.
Yeah, but I've had them every time they release Hatsuki. And nice. So yeah, so a good lineup. There were a lot more released. Some of it looked like not very good.
Well, of course, there's a lot of traditional releases that come out every year.
Yeah.
And those are really your brown ales, your dark lagers, very middle of the road kind of releases. And then, of course, there's special ones that come out every year. But again, it also falls into brown ales and lagers, and there's a few, like we said, we got the porter, we had an IPA, but there still isn't a lot of variety here. I'm hoping that as breweries get more comfortable with this in the next, few years, we start seeing more variety and what's considered. Like, I would love to see some saisons as part of a spring release.
Yeah,
I think that would be.
It would fit. Both the flavors would fit, but also thematically, this is the time where you would drink a lot of saisons and weaker like grisettes and all of those weird styles. We start
The table beers, really fall in line with the theme of the spring.
Exactly. The snow is gone. Farmers in the 17th century, this is where they go out in the fields to start massaging it back into the place where you can actually put seeds in the ground. You work hard. You need to drink lots of liquid. Water is deadly.
Exactly.
It all fits together, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, this was actually, I think, a better lineup than our Christmas beer lineup, I had to be honest.
Yeah, but you curated these well. I wasn't involved in the picking of these, but I'm happy that you...
Well, my curation process is like, oh, that sounds interesting. Oh, that sounds good. I like that brewery. Haven't tried that one in a while.
It's a good process.
Yeah. And I usually try to do variety so you don't get like the same beer over and over again.
Right.
That's kind of boring.
Before we stop the episode, what do you think about... So now we have Poppels, which is 2026 Easter Ale. Many breweries do this where they have like one seasonal release that they change every year and thus market with the year, and it's different styles every year.
They did the same style last year for this one.
Okay, so this is a bad example, but you know what
I do know what you mean. I love that. I love when a brewery comes out and they're like, all right, so we're doing the Easter beer 2026. And this year we're doing a milk stout.
Right.
And the year before it was the brown ale or whatever this thing was. Extra
special. So counterpoint, if you're doing different styles, why don't you just name it something else? Name this one Stefan and next year name it Martin, and like just different names.
Well, it's probably the same reason that when the glug comes out at Systembolaget, and I can't remember the one. Blossa has their seasonal release. It's like the 2026 seasonal glug release. It changes every year, and I think that's great. I'd like to know that this is the annual release. It's going to be something different. It's going to be special. It doesn't have to be the same thing every year.
I ask because I am in favor of it. I'm just doing counterpoints to be devil's advocate, because it means I can get tired of the same beer being released once a year. Like, no offense to Jämtland's brewery, but they put out the same Easter beer every year, and they've always done it.
Opelguds has their Easter beer.
Yeah.
And it's the same Easter beer they put out every year.
And it's kind of boring.
And yeah, so you know what? If you like it, you like it. And you try it once and you're like, oh, that was good. And then 5 years later, you're like, I think I like that. I'll try it again and see how it is. But it's not something that you want to buy every year. At least with the Poppels, again, but if they had a brewery and they were doing a different version every year, I think for me that'd be more exciting and more interesting, and I would be more tempted whether I liked it or not. Kind of like the Malmö I Love You beer.
Yeah,
the Hilly does. That's done by a different collaboration every year, and some years it's great, some years it's okay. But I'm always going to try it because I just want to know what is it they're going to do this year that's going to be different.
Exactly. I see now that Brygghus 19, they did Easter Bunny IPA last year as well, and they're both New England hazy IPAs. So they do same style each year.
I mean, what would be interesting for that is if they switch up the hops.
Of course.
They do use the same hops every year. So one year it's a little grassy, one year it's a little earthy, one year it's really tropical, They try to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, but that makes a lot of sense.
But knowing the Swedish market, they want the same thing every year.
Yeah.
Can't break the tradition.
No. Tradition.
All right. Well, happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
If you have a chance, order from Systembolaget. I'm sure these are very available still. Also, just go to your local Systemet and see what they have on the shelves, because all of them have at least probably 10 different Easter beers at Kloster. And they're all mostly going to be Swedish, I would guess.
Yeah. So just go to your Systembolaget and take one of each beer.
Exactly.
Period.
That's it. Just whatever's on the shelf, one of each.
One of each.
And then you'll have at least enough beers for 2 weekends.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up here. Thanks for joining. You can find us online at What's on Tap Podcast, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you find podcasts, you can find What's on Tap. So please like and subscribe, tell a friend, make them sign up.
Force them.
Yes. Go to your elderly relatives and sign them up. They'll never know.
Just put
It'll be great.
put this on and leave. They don't know how to stop it.
So until next time,
Keep drinking, you dum-dum.